Well, she's still a little bit discombobulated.
I'm like crazy.
She's
Crazy.
crazy like a fox.
Crazy.
Crazy like a fox.
Like a fox. Let me get the. So, good morning, guys. It's Sunday and we're home. It's 8:15 here in our home. And, guys, I'm still sick. And Mr. Day got my cold also. So, sometimes we need the.
Well, everybody, we got 3,000 watch hours.
And break it down. But still, we are here. Mr. Day already finished his walking, and me, I am here. Just wake up when he come back, and I'm still trying to make my things. Okay. My candies is almost done. See, those are the candies I'm going to give to the kids this coming. Um, I want to make more than 100 because we don't know and we cannot expect. It's better many than not enough. So I will buy another more candies because there's an excess some candies here. But no partner. Okay. So now we are going to do what?
I could talk to them about the emotional and the rational. Thank you. So,
Yeah.
did you get your speaker? Okay.
Yes, it's here.
So, Jen's going to do her workout very shortly here. And I want to. So,
women aren't raised with confidence.
oops.
You just
Whoops. Yeah, there I am. So I made an important self-discovery here that has really helped me to understand myself a little better and understand other people better. And that is the two basic kinds of thinking that people do. The first type of thinking is called emotional thinking. And emotional thinking is tied to what they call egoic thinking. If you look up egoic thinking, it's all tied to the ego or the sense of self. So it's that me, my, I. So every thought you have will be colored with thoughts of me, my, or I. So they're thoughts concerning the self. Now, the ego evolves from age 0 on up to where you're at right now, and it continues to evolve. And your ego is there to recognize yourself and help you navigate the world so that you can get the life you want. And it's also there to protect you. So that's the basic two functions of the ego. So the ego often falls into the uh, it kind of um,
Good morning,
it
Filipina.
kind of co-ops your mind. And so when the ego co-ops your mind, basically your thoughts are
And Allison
okay.
FM.
So basically your thoughts are going to be concerned with the self, but as the thoughts become sort of pervasive, they can be you can have all of your thinking becomes about you in relation to your inner world and the outer world. And when that happens, your thinking is based on your body affects, the energies in your body, your perceptions of the world, your experiences, your core beliefs, especially your emotions. Now, mostly life is pretty much mundane uh, for the emotions, and so, however, we've got these a lot of these core beliefs that create sort of a negative emotional mood, and so we end up being kind of moody a lot of times. So, how do we escape from that moody um, kind of life that we're living? Is you escape from the emotional thinking, because emotional thinking can easily become dysregulated, especially if you have a lot of negative moods. So, how do you do that? Well, you think rationally. Rational thinking is objective thinking. So, if you're thinking rationally, you're thinking of logic. You're thinking of truisms, philosophy, and there's a lot of good things to study that allow you to get from a point of egoic thinking to rational thinking. It's going to require a little work because rational thinking always involves this big front brain, and that requires a lot of energy, which means your breathing has to be real good and your food intake has to be real good so that your brain is always functioning at an optimal level. Then you can create regulated emotional health by thinking um, critically, philosophically, and rationally. And then when you do create emotions, they can be the transcendent emotions that are hugely positive emotions, enlightened thoughts, thoughts of love, belonging, joy, happiness. These states of mind just come about from thinking rationally most of the time. Um, if you're stuck in survival mode, your thoughts are basically going to be on a negative spin, and we're programmed to think that by our families, by our a lot of times by our groups. We're doing. We don't really have a lot of close friends. Turns out we've got a lot of accomplices, and so you're kind of like the people you hang out with because that's how your thoughts are going to be. So most people end up having a lot of emotional thinking, a lot of dysregulated emotions, and this really messes with the quality of your life. So if you want to improve the quality of your life, you just need to start thinking more rationally. That means you're going to have to. What is rational thinking? At its simplest, it's just learning how to read, to write, to communicate well with other people. That means you're going to have to listen to people to understand. Listen to understand. Don't listen to reply. Uh, and I would suggest some books that I've read that really helped me, like Think and Grow Rich, which is just it's a book on rational thinking. And then there's a excuse me. I've got this cold thing, so I've got
I give it to him.
a lot of phlegm in my lungs. So I just want to enlighten you folks to the idea that there are those two basic types of thinking, and that your dysregulated emotional thinking is basically coming about from egoic thoughts, thoughts that are tied to that me, my, I self, and they're mostly occurring in brain regions behind the frontal lobe. Um, the uh, the frontal lobe up here is really the last part of brain development in humans, and it requires good energy. And to get good energy, you need to breathe rhythmically and deep. You probably got to do some kind of exercise, like a HIIT workout daily. That's just how it goes. So that you're breathing deep and rhythmically. You're practicing some meditation. So you're breathing deep and smoothly, and there's programs on cyclical breathing, and we'll teach you that later on down the road. But I can tell you, if you're doing these morning workouts with Jen, you're going to start thinking differently because you're going to turn on this big front brain. And that's the hard part, turning on that big front brain. You can do it by doing activities that you love, especially physical activities. And I recommend doing it first thing in the morning because it changes your mood. Remember how I was telling you your mood is kind of determining the quality of your life. So if you're not doing your tasks, which is if you're not exercising, you're creating a lower mood. If you're not eating healthy, you're creating a lower mood. If you're eating too much food and not practicing intermittent fasting, you're creating a lower mood. So these moods, they really affect the whole quality of your life. If you really want to get good emotional health, you have to exercise, you have to eat healthy, but you also have to do some learning, some acquisition of knowledge. And the way you do that is you read. So you read, you write, you journal so that you can remember things and do a lot of self-reflecting and contemplation, but that's later on down the road. And these things, they take time. So reading, writing, listening to understand, that's a good way to build your big front brain and rational thinking mind. And you do it just a little bit at a time. You do atomic habits, uh, baby steps. Remember, baby steps are better than no steps. And even when you begin a new task, like let's say you haven't read a book for 10, 15, 20 years, or maybe you never really did read a good book, you just start by reading 2 minutes a day. But find a book you want to read, make it interesting so that you actually read it, and just start working on your vocabulary and trying to get information into your head that's kind of fun and entertaining. And then you can build to more self-help books and science books and critical thinking books and self-help books that'll really move you forward. Uh, Fortunately for me, I've always had the gift of reading because my mother was a school teacher. So I had an advantage that most people didn't have. And so it was easy for me to shift into my thing was diet. I had no control over my eating habits because I was an emotional eater. And that's because I was using my emotional brain to deal with the difficulties of life. Life is really difficult. For you that don't think it is, uh, just know that you are probably going to get sick. You're going to get older every day, and you will eventually die. And that can be a little bit depressing uh, until you really start, you know, living life to your fullest. Most people don't live life to their fullest because they're constantly self-absorbed with the me, my, I. You're absorbed with that. And running in the background, you're in survival mode, especially if you've got a job, because you got to perform well at the job. And and if you have responsibilities, like if you've had children, and most children are unplanned, you still have responsibility for them. You have responsibility for your spouse and your children. Now, I've seen people, myself, when I was young, um, fortunately, I'm more of a planner. And so my first child was born when I was 29 years old. So I'm going to let Jen take over now because that was the basics for what I wanted to get through to you. And we're going to be talking more and more about that in the future. So let me turn you over to Jen. So she's kind of relaxing here and doing a little bit of stretching. Here you go, baby toe.
Hi guys. So I got a headache from my cold and sinus. So I am here relaxing and my hemorrhage is attacking again. It's coming out. So this is a good workout for hemorrhage. If you really have a hemorrhage come out, just lay down like this with your foot high. Can you throw me some pillow there, baby? And you can put a pillow under your butt. Or if you don't want to put a pillow, this one is very relaxing like this. So hemorrhage is in, and headache is here. So You need to breathe. Take a deep breath. Okay, this is more better. If you just want to relax, just stay like this with the leg higher than you can put your leg on the wall, on the chair, on everywhere. You can make like this on the wall if there's a wall beside your bed. You can do this. And then the really good workout for this situation is just doing a bridge. Making like this because you know what's gonna happen. When you do this, when you bring up your belly, you're sucking your open hole here, the butt hole and the pussy hole. Then when you suck in, hemorrhage is in and relax. And slowly take a deep breath. This is like a Kegel exercise, you know. We need to learn this thing, especially if you have a problem in peeing and you are always traveling. This is a good exercise. You must learn how to do the Kegel exercise. So when you do the Kegel exercise, just take a deep breath and suck in, close everything under here together. And slowly, do you know that we have a good muscle in there that really can help to penetrate or hold the pee? So if we do this, um, it's more easier for us, but I'm not telling you to hold your pee, okay? If you really need to pee, if there's a really because sometimes you know when you're in trouble, you are not driving your car, you're just riding a bus or a jeepney, and it's really happening. You know, Kegel exercise will help by holding it, the muscle inside, okay? But don't go to the point that you really messing with your with your kidney, okay, and gallbladder. Please don't. I got a bad headache, so that's why my exercise today is laying down. And okay, we can do more workout here by doing the laying down. Just stay in your bed. If you get a bad headache or something, you can just stretch your body like this. Take a deep breath, inhale. Bring your hands up together. Stretch your arm. And exhale slowly. Now take a deep breath. You can stay in this position, body straight. And then when you inhale, suck everything here. Suck it and close everything. Nose. Exhale. This is the beauty of proper breathing. Even you got a headache, after a while you do the proper breathing, like a 5 minutes of breathing, your headache will kind of relieve. But if your headache is a sinus, you need to remove this thing bothering you. That's why I'm massaging my forehead because I got a bad sinus here. I don't know, maybe because from the weather that when we go to Feliciana and to Trece, the weather when I go to the market really irritate my sinus. And every time I smell some strong smell, it's really bad. So maybe that's why I got my sinus. Okay. Oh, by the way, tomorrow is my start of my work in the gym. I'm going to work in the gym as a Pilates instructor. So hopefully you guys follow me and join with us there in PSP, the Philippine Sports Performance. It's a nice gym though. You can do some stretching like this in your legs, then open your hips, okay? Put your foot here and open your hips. This is nice. I love the feeling because I have a little pain here. Do you remember my challenge before? It's been a while. It's like almost 2 weeks now. But the pain here, very deep, is still here, but not that bad. Hmm.
I'll be doing my fasting.
Yeah, and Mister, they are going to do the fast. That's why we stay at home and kinda give ourselves a day off. Yeah, he already did a 3 kilometers walk, and now I'm doing some stretching here. And maybe, not really sure later because my friend um invite me in her birthday and she want me to make a little session of dance fitness. So maybe, not sure. It depends in my feeling.
Plus, it's so late.
Yeah, that's why.
Long ways.
It's a long way and it's interesting. And I know if when you open these legs, your head is in the other side and also your arm. Just feel the stretch. Take a deep.
So is Jaya watching?
Okay, bring your legs, go to the other side. Okay. And when the knee is here in this side and the hips, bring your arm here and also your head. Just feel the stretch. Take a deep breath. Okay, that's good. And now let's make a bridge. Inhale, exhale. Exhale. So, to all the mother who's watching here, this is a good workout if you're having stress time. I know mostly who have a hemorrhage is a mother because we are the one who's giving birth, right? And we're pushing sometimes ourselves too hard and it causes for us our illness. So we must be aware This is also good for your lower belly here. You can massage here in the bikini line over there. There. That's a nice. And slowly exhale. Bring it up. This can also build up the muscle here in the lower part and also your butt because you're sucking in and exhale and also building up, of course, the leg muscle. Okay, now bring up your 2 foot, hands on the side. Yes, steady. Inhale, exhale. Okay, you want to put some core in it? Try to reach your foot. And 10. Now relax. Embrace your knee. Inhale, exhale. Bring up your head towards to your knee. Oops, what's going on? Excuse me. Need water. I have a lots of water here. Just in case sometimes happen, we don't know. Can you read some comment, baby? And can you read who's the person? Shout out their name.
Okay, I'll see if there's any comments. I haven't been any real
She's Commander
comments.
and Kalikina. Kalikina.
It's, I think it's
Hmm?
Kailani.
Not
Yes.
Kalikina.
No, it's Kailani.
I thought it's Kalikina. And
Say Kailani.
hi,
Kailani.
Kailani. I thought
No,
Kalikina.
I think her name's Kailani.
Okay. Okay, so those simple workout, you can stay on bed and can do this thing, and that is good. Um, do you want to relieve a headache? Just take a seat and do the proper breathing. Take a deep breath, inhale. I've been looking something. Okay, focus and breathe. Inhale, exhale. That's it. Very, very relieving. Very, very interesting. When you do this, sit and be with yourself. This is like a quiet meditation. You just take a deep breath. Just relax your body, clearing your head. Because you know who's messing up our head? Those stress, those thoughts, those beliefs making mess up. And just only you can do this for yourself. So you can mess up yourself and clear it. Not that easy, need practice. And we didn't do this just last night or just now. We did it long time. Takes years. Years, a decade, not year. Years with SSSS.
Yeah, this November will be 3 years.
So if you really want to have a good life and have a good health, start it now. There's nothing too late. Do it now. Love yourself first. So that's why we give ourselves a day of today. And at the same time, we did the small stuff, you know. Atomic habit starts in the small habit. Sharpening your saw. Take care of your body. Take care of your mind. Always remember, 80% of our body is the food that we eat. Yes, it is. If you're eating a junk food, you're making your body a garbage can. So don't be surprised if your bodies look like a drum. If you are sick, if you always have a chronic bad pain, because all that garbage in your body is all wasted and making yourself wasted. So treat yourself as very precious and very elegant because you are. Treat yourself that you are so loved because you are. Treat yourself so very valuable, valuable than gold because you are. You are so valuable, you are so priceless, you are so unique. You are loved and beautiful. So take care of your body, take care of your mind. Love yourself first. Not selfish, because if you love your children, you cannot love them if you're sick, because instead you're dragging them down. You get the logic in there? If you love your partner, you're dead. What can you do? Nothing. But still you're making them down. So if somebody or something dragging you down, cut off that anchor and let it go so you can fly and be with yourself because you need that. Those anchor that pulling you down, you need to cut that rope in your back. Go to the person who's pushing you up, who's really cheering for you, who's really um really pushing you to the to the to the to the higher. That is the true friend. Accomplishes, let them go. Some friends sometimes just uses you, let them go. You know what is right and wrong. You know what is good and bad. You know what is used or not. So just be aware. Being aware, it's good. So to all who's watching here and listening to me, hopefully you get my message because we are here to help you. We are here to build you up because I need you. Yes, I do. We need you. Me and Mr. Day and the disciples of Tao, my family, need you because the world need us. We are trying to save the world, but me and Mr. Day alone, it's hard. I need your help. So take care of your body, take care of your mind. Love yourself first. Because if you are sick, you cannot help me. If you are sick, if you are dead, but you can help the nature though, being yourself as a fertilizer. So I didn't mean anything about it because everybody's gonna die. Everybody is gonna end the world. So just somebody come first, and especially those who don't take care of their health. So we, disciples of Tao, trying to save the world, it's so big, you know. And in our group, we are just only two. Like we are the real two. There's a lots of people interested in it, um, and they can see the potential in it, but they didn't really recognize what's the real thing what we're doing. So to all who have an open mind like this and who have opportunity to help us to spread this world to everybody, please come. I need your help. To all the psychologists there who understand the about ego and the rational thinking. in in the things that we're doing, we need you. To those who like Bart Ehrman, who understand the Bible, I need you. To Gigi Gamer, we need you. Um, to all the person who really have a potential to spread this word, we have already a platform, and we need you. Sit here, baby. Mm. Ow! You hit my leg. Okay.
So um, we watch a lot of YouTube videos. Well, I do, and I watch a lot of psychologists and psychiatrists because I'm in need of mental health therapy.
Yeah, because I am crazy. No, I have a problem psychologically, and I will not hide this to anybody. Actually, I am doing sometimes my live video, um, very emotional and crying. And now I want to cry now. I don't know why. And I have a problem in psychologically to the point that suicidal, that I want to finish my life. That
Would you say
um
that's the emotional thinking?
mhm.
Yeah, and so this is the importance with what Dr. Alok Kinajai, Dr. K, or the Healthy Gamer GG says. Please watch his channel. He's really a smart young man, and he says that the most important thing is your identity.
Mm.
And known this for quite a while. If you have a really solid identity or a good self image, your life will probably be pretty good, and you can escape from the emotional thinking. The emotional thinking um, is egoic thinking, and it's typically a dysregulated emotion because all negative thinking is pretty much dysregulated. And so when if you think of the brain is trying to process all of this information, the human brain, and it has to process your affects, your moods. It has to process all of this sensory information coming in. Your visual information, the auditory, the hearing, tastes, smells, the feelings, the proprioception, the balance in your body, um, the again the affects. It can be like with me, it's ringing in my ear constantly, nonstop. It can be these pervasive mind thoughts, wandering thoughts, ruminating thoughts, lost in thought. It can be negative thinking. I'm not good enough. So you've got all of this going on in your head, and the thinking, of course, is programmed. And then, of course, you've got your core beliefs. And so when somebody disagrees with a belief, a lot of people, if they've been emotionally thinking their whole life, which most of the world has, then they get triggered. And they try to protect that belief because they believe that this is who I am. And so identity is really important. So who are you? Well, you're a human being. You're not your beliefs. You're not your thoughts. You're not your emotions. You're not these affects that are going on. You're a human being with this big brain that's able to process information, which haven't been taught how to process the information or how it works. So that's a huge part of just the understanding that wow, I'm like everybody else. We're in the same storm. And we're in advanced societies. We're in advanced civilizations. Where technology is just it's in an exponential growth curve, and emotionally we're not prepared for it. Sorry, I've got that cold. But again, we can prepare for it. And how do we prepare for it? Well, it helps first to recognize that you're who you are not. You're not your ego. Again, your ego is responsible for your egoic thinking. And if you think about what you're thinking about, all of your thoughts are pretty much associated with yourself. They're in relation to yourself. All your thoughts are colored with thoughts about you in relation to how you feel, your emotions, your beliefs, and the rest of the world. And you always think it's about you, or you're always wondering especially in relationships. And relationships are the most important thing in our life besides our health. But we've got two important things in our life. It's not money, it's not power, it's not wealth, it's not status, it's not fame. But that's what we're programmed to believe. We're programmed to believe that if we have all of these material possessions and if we're highly revered, that we're going to have a good life, that we'll be happy, and you're not. You're not happy unless you are healthy, and most people are not healthy. They're not. They're physically not healthy, or they're not emotionally healthy. And so when I talk about physical health, I'm talking really about the brain and the nervous system because it becomes inflamed with all of this, the foods that we're eating and the lack of exercise, and the brain simply becomes inflamed, or the bad habits that we have, and it causes an inflammation of the brain and the nervous system. So Jen and I work on that area, and we're trying to help people. What we call is neurosomatic training or neurosomatic therapy to heal the brain and the nervous system. And the way you do that is through meditation, understanding how the brain works, but mostly your diet and your exercise. Diet's going to be, 80% of your health. If you're eating a good whole foods diet, staying away from the junk food. Sugar is a drug. It's a poison. Sugars, when you think about it, if you go back, a few hundred years even, or 1,000 years or whatever, you're not getting those refined carbohydrates. It's the refined flours, the refined carbohydrates that are poisoning our tummy, our livers, our kidneys, and our heart and our brain. And when you screw this brain up, you're screwed. This thinking 3 pound hunk of meat up here is should be the most important thing in your life. You got to take care of it. You don't have a choice. And if you think you have a choice,
Think
good
about
luck.
it.
Think again.
Think
Because
again.
if you don't develop a pattern or a habit of exercising, and not everybody is able to develop good habits. And so again, I would ask you to watch some of these psychologists, Dr. Romney on narcissistic abuse, Dr. Grande. He's more of a guy who sort of analyzes people, but he's a very skilled person in knowing the personality disorders and the personality traits. Study Dr. Alok Kinajai, Healthy Gamer GG. He's my favorite because he actually helps people to align their. Watch Academy of Ideas. Academy of Ideas. Uh, this uh, fellow that runs that YouTube channel is uh, really on line with what I'm all about. It's he's more in the thoughts. Again, thoughts can change your motivational habits and they can motivate you, but it's thoughts plus action that equal results. So Jen and I are all about the thoughts plus the action. And what we do is we tell people to stop thinking and start exercising. Stop thinking and start intermittent fasting.
Yeah, do it.
Just do it. You don't have to think about that. So
Start walk.
start
Baby
walking.
step. Atomic habit.
This has already been done. The thinking has been done. You don't need to think. All you need to do is commit.
Move.
You need to move. You do, and you need to be mindful of your eating. Now, read the book or watch the YouTubes on Georgia Ede, EDE. She is a psychologist who's putting a whole new twist on psychology. It's more like the neurosomatic therapy that Jen and I practice. It's eating healthy. It's intermittent fasting. It's a keto diet. It's a carnivore diet or modifications of those. It's low carb. Sugar's poison. Watch Dr. Pradip Jamnadas. He's an Indian doctor, a cardiac specialist, who he's going to tell you sugar's killing you. Sugar's killing you.
It is. That
Doc-
is the legal drugs
yeah,
that really scattered in
it's a
all
legal drug.
kind of foods.
And how much alcohol should you drink? Zero. Alcohol's not helping you. If you want to live a good life, you have to eat a healthy whole foods diet. You have to exercise, and you got to get your mind regulated. You have to have an emotionally regulated mind. How do you have an emotionally regulated mind? Well, you start reading, you start writing, and you start listening to understand and learning and using your mind what it's for. It's not for running around, emotionally dysregulated, in survival mode. Nobody should be in survival mode. And yet 99.99% of the world is in survival mode. It's like, oh, I don't have enough money. Oh, people are thinking poorly of me. It's a lot of negative self-talk. And the way you get out of that is just reading, writing, uh, finding your ikigai, finding your purpose in life, doing these YouTube channels, uh, making good relationships. Again, relationships and health. The relationships and the results in your life are the most important things in your life. If you want to have a life like Jen and I, which is just basically living in paradise wherever we're at, is
Even
done.
we're in the shithole.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because you don't need a lot of money to be happy. You need a regulated mind. If your mind is not regulated, you are not going to be happy. Guarantee it.
Yeah.
So, identity, so important. So, who am I? Well, you're a human being with a big brain that you need to take care of. That's what it really amounts to. And if you take care of that big brain and you recognize yourself as a big brain human who can get along well with other people, because who do you want to get along with? People you trust, right? People who are healthy. You don't want to be around a lot of unhealthy people. Why? Because they're going to drag you down to their level, especially mentally unhealthy people. They are going to drag you down to their level, especially the con men and the manipulators out there. And these are the guys who run the world, they run our societies. The only way to free yourself from that is to free yourself from the ego. The ego are these dysregulated, discombobulated thoughts that are running amok in your mind. You know, Eckhart Tolle said uh, that is the cause of suffering. Now, he's kind of like on the Buddhist mentality, and I agree with him 100%. It's freedom from the ego is the end of suffering. Freedom from those incessant negative thoughts in your head is liberating. It's like, wow, what a relief to get rid of all of those negative thoughts. I mean, some people can't sleep at night. I sleep like a baby. Why? Because I'm tired. I have worked all day long. That's life. If you're find your passion, then work is easy. It's not work. It's fun. In order to have a fun life, you have to find what the reason I'm able to intermittent fast and the reason I'm able to do 1 day fast and 2 day fasts, and I've done up to 21 day fasts in my life. I don't recommend that, but I can do it. When
Everybody can do it.
when you do that, it's an accomplishment and you feel really good. Your energy might be low if you do a 21 day fast. It's going to be low if you do a 21 day fast. Anybody who fasts more than if you do ADF, which is what I'm doing today, I'm doing an alternate day fast. Your energy is going to be low. My energy will be low tomorrow. And so, how do you measure your level of fitness? Well, you do it by your energy levels and your mood. So how do you get good moods? Well, you make small achievements and you work on this body, and it's going to put you in a good mood. How do you get good energy? You eat healthy whole food diets and you do a little bit of intermittent fasting. I'm just saying, move your food to within a 6 to 8 hour window every day. You should be fasting, you know, 16 to 18 hours every day. It's not hard. I fast 22 hours every day. Every day. I've done that for years. Now, before, I know you people know that I weighed, 306 pounds. And that was back in 2000 and
306 pounds. Can you
2000,
imagine that?
2006. By 2008, I weighed 270 pounds. And then I had a little bit of an existential crisis by wondering, what the hell am I doing here? Because I had a very good profession. I was making all this money, but I was just miserable for all my life. 55 years I've been miserable. Finally, I just said, enough. I'm changing what I do. And the first thing I changed was I stopped listening to the voice in my head. I did it through just mindful meditation and just listening for a positive thought. And so for 3 weeks, I didn't have one positive thought. I didn't have one thought in my head. Imagine that. Try it just for a day. I'll bet most of you people can't sit still for a day. You've got something more important to do. Well, no, you don't. You better get this brain sorted out, or you're going to be emotionally dysregulated for the rest of your life. You've got to get this little 3 pound hunk of meat in line with the rest of the world. And it's hard to do if you're not eating healthy and you're doing drugs and you're not exercising. So please, for the sake of yourself, your own sanity.
Yeah, always think about it logically, okay? Everything that you put in your mouth is connecting to our body, to our brain. So
Yes.
if you're eating a junk food, logically you will think mess, all messy, all bad. It's like negative. It's like what happened to your body when you're putting a garbage in there? You'll become a garbage can. So don't be surprised if your body is like a drum or sick, dying, rotting. Mm. So be aware, everything starts within you, and you are 100% in control with your health, with your body, with the food that you eat, the drink that you take, the exercise that you do. So think about it. Think about it. Who can study for you? Can I put my knowledge to your head? No. But I can teach you if you are willing and able. And because you are mess up, you are eating a junk, it's hard for you to open that mind because it was blocked with those dirt, with those junk.
Well, don't treat your mind like a dustbin.
No.
Don't fill
Because
it. Don't fill it with nonsense. You know, rational thinking is how you free yourself from the ego. What is rational thinking? Well, it's reading, it's writing, it's journaling, it's introspection and self-reflection, and it takes practice. It takes time. But first, don't worry about thinking. Just get
do
off
it.
your ass and get on your feet.
Just do it.
Do it,
Start now.
like Nike says. Do it.
Do it now. Start it now.
Yeah. So, how do you do it? Well, you commit. You get your mindset. And you say, "This is what I'm going to do," and you do one thing at a time, and you do atomic habits.
Yeah.
You like James Clear wrote the book Atomic Habits. What it is you do something that's so simple that you can't help but not do it.
Yeah.
You know, if it's like you want to start exercising,
When you create the habit, you
walk
don't need
for
to think.
5 minutes a day.
You don't need to think
If
about
you're
it.
not walking, walk for 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Do that for a month, and you'll all of a sudden you'll have a habit of walking for 5 minutes a day.
Mm-hmm.
And habits build on each other. So uh, people who are having trouble with habits, they're not building habits. So just build one simple habit. If you're not reading, read for 2 minutes a day. Find a book that you like to read. Find something that's interesting. If you're not listening, then listening to understand other people, and you're talking all the time, and you've got to get your voice heard. Here's something. Try shutting your mouth while you're with people. Just keep your mouth shut.
Listen.
You don't even have to listen. Just practice keeping your mouth shut.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. You don't even have to listen. You just have to practice keeping your
Yeah,
mouth
if you are with him, you will just listen
Well,
because
I'm a pontificator, and so I listen to people to see if they have anything interesting to say. And if they're not teaching me something, then I just get them to shut the fuck up because they're the ones who are.
he will make you listen because he have too much in his
I
head.
don't make anybody listen. What I do is I influence them by using hypnotic language,
Yeah.
and you can learn hypnotic language and hypnotic, and it's a lot of fun. Okay?
And doing that is not bad,
It's not
because
bad.
not unless you do it in the wrong way.
Yep.
Because somebody they take advantage their ability to hypnotize somebody so they can take their things.
Oh yeah, take a
So
look.
that's
Take a look at some of these world leaders.
Mm-mm.
You know, they they're emotionally dysregulated, and it's obvious to see. And then what they do is they start, because they're charismatic and influential, they appeal to their crowd and they tell them their emotions from their heart. Well, that's all well and good, but you know what it is it's manipulating people to you're setting a tone that gets people to do things that they shouldn't be doing. And people are doing things all the time that they shouldn't be. You know, when somebody says I can stand in the middle of Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody, and then nobody, and still people vote for me, you know that that is some uh, mind mind manipulating technique. And these charismatic people are very influential, and you don't want to use your charisma for that. You want to create better relationships. You want to help people. You don't want to. It's not about emotional thinking. It's not about me, my, I. You know, and you can see these people. They're all about themselves. They don't give a shit about anything. So what I want you to do is I want you to start giving a shit about yourself because you've got responsibilities in this life. Everybody has responsibilities. So follow the four disciplines outlined by M. Scott Peck in The Road Less Traveled. The road less traveled is all about discipline. Is discipline hard? It's going to take some practice, daily practice. Delaying that gratification, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Delay gratification. You can do it with intermittent fasting. You can do it like Jen and I do here with our YouTube channel. Find your ikigai. You know, find something you like to do. Get good at it. You don't even have to like it. Just get good at it, and you'll start to like it. Once you love doing it, now you've got a passion. So here we've got our little YouTube channel, and we've been doing this for 3 years now, and we get a little bit better and a little bit better all the time, and we're starting to actually influence other people to start their own YouTube. If you want to if you want to start a YouTube channel, turn on your camera, turn on the camera.
Don't look anybody as a competition.
It's not
Competition.
not competition.
Look everybody as a friend and as um what do you call that? Accomplishes.
No, not an accomplice. You don't want accomplices
A
in your life. You
friend.
want friends. You want mentors. You want tutors. You want
Yeah,
people who are
like
gonna.
that.
You want
So
counselors and
when you
advisors.
think everybody around you like that, you will not
You
be.
want people you can trust.
Yeah.
And so here's a little rule. If you have a friend, never violate your trust.
No, no, no.
And
Because
if somebody violates their trust with you, they are not your friend. With friends like that, who needs enemies? So they're not going to change. It's way beyond your pay grade, way beyond mine, and a lot of psychologists that get these people to change. What they're doing works. If they're manipulating you and taking advantage of you, they're going to keep doing it because it works. What does it work for? It works to get them what they want. They think that money, wealth, power, status, fame, they're looking for end results. They're looking to win. They don't care. They want to be right. They don't care about the truth. They just want to win. When you align yourself with these people and hang out with those people and please those people, you're going to be stuck in emotionally dysregulated mind. So the first step, identify yourself. Who are you? You're a human being. You're here on this planet. Do you know why? No, there is no reason why. Take an existentialist approach. Say, hey, I'm here. Guess what? What can I do? No supernatural being is going to come down and make this life easy. None ever has. Those little mythical stories about uh, people who all of a sudden had an amazing life because they believed in the power of some supernatural being are stories. They're they're uh, they're, they're not, they sound nice, but it's not true. And of the 50 billion people who've lived on the planet, 50 billion Homo sapiens, um, we all end up compost at the end. It's going to be you're born, you live, you probably get sick along the way, definitely going to get older every day, and then you die. That's reality. And if if you're ego-centered, if you're focused on your ego, you're going to live a miserable life because your ego's always concerned about me, my, I, and life is difficult. Might up, my buhai. And so, if you think you're going to live a good life, think again, you're not. You have to disengage. You have to disenfranchise yourself. The way you do it is meditation, exercise, finding your passion, keep doing those things that keep you busy, making good relationships, learning, reading, writing, listening to your friends, listening to your mentors, tutors. This is how you disengage yourself from the me, my, I thoughts that are in your head. Just improve yourself every day. Everybody can learn something. Everybody can use this big brain as a way to communicate and a way to help other people. And it's a way to improve, it's a way to keep you on track so that you create good habits and improve your health. Can you do this? Sure, you can. You can do it. I did it. Jen's done it. A lot of people told me that I was full of shit. And it's like, okay, I'm okay with that. You know, your value doesn't decrease based on someone's inability to see your worth. You know, so just it's not competition. It's not comparison. This is all about you. From your perspective, uh, you need to think rationally. You need to think critically. You need to have your beliefs backed by evidence. Because if you have strong beliefs and they're not backed by evidence, you're going to be in select groups that are outliers from everybody else. And an outlier isn't necessarily a good thing. I know Malcolm Gladwell wrote the book on outliers, but there are people who basically disenfranchise, marginalize themselves by joining cults or getting in some of these religious cults. And I consider most religions cults. I don't care how big they are. They're brainwashing. There's no evidence for a supernatural being. There's no evidence for a there's no evidence of real authority figures. There's no.
Okay, we're getting so far.
Yeah, we're getting so far. And how many minutes do you think we've done?
You take the phone, please.
Okay. So separate yourself from the emotional brain by reading, writing, doing those things that identify yourself as a human being who wants love, enlightenment, happiness, trust, and do those things that enlighten you, that give you knowledge, that allow you to learn, that allow you to improve your health. That's how you separate yourself from your. You get into flow states, and it's like you're just existing. You're living in the moment. Okay. Oops.